This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening, all. Uh, Welcome to KSR Consulting Service. Here we are here to discuss about data science. So in this session, you will get overall understanding about the data science. What is the data science, and what is the need of data science? Where are we using the data science in real world? Some of the applications or life cycle of the data science. All these things we are going to discuss. So before we are discussing about the data science, all these things, it is my pleasure to tell about myself. So, hi everyone, I am Koti. I have total 8 years of experience into data science world. So I'm purely into data science. So I worked into different domains. Currently I'm working with the e-commerce domain. Prior to e-commerce domain, prior to e-commerce domain, I worked into the telecom domain and banking domain telecom domain and banking domain. I started my journey with a company called Vodafone. I hope everyone knew about it. I set up a team for Vodafone in India for data science. After that, I started working with ANZ. ANZ is one of the Australia New Zealand bank. There I worked as a senior principal data scientist. Currently, I'm working with Amazon as a principal data scientist. From last 4 years, I'm into Amazon. So now I did my 2 years full-time course in IIFT, one of the top B school in India, which there I have completed my 2 years full-time degree
Yes,
in
yes.
data science. Yes, sorry, sorry, sir. Can you please repeat your question? So prior to that, I did my BTech from JNTU Hyderabad. Total, I do have 5 years of experience, training experience into both online and offline. So that is all about me overall. We'll discuss in detail about each other, knowing each other going forward. So let's discuss about the agenda for today. What are we going to discuss? So in today's session, we are going to talk about the overall few points about the data science at overall level. We need to understand about the data science, guys. So first of all, we need to understand what is the need of data science. Why data science required? What is the use of it? So okay, we understand. Once understand the reason for it, let's try to understand what is the definition of the data science. What is the definition of the data science? So, and what is the analogy, sir? We just, can you give an example of the data science analogy? We'll go with that. So how data science is influencing our daily lives? Is there any use case for that? Yes, definitely we have one. Can you tell me about the life cycle? What are the different phases which are available for the data science? Sir, we generally use heard about the terms called AI, machine learning, and deep learning and data science. Can you talk about those terms? Of course. And can you tell me where I knew about the some world where how data science are using there? Can you show me some real examples? So we are going to discuss about some real examples, AI real use cases in demo. I'll show you that. And definitely I will go and talk about the market conditions, and definitely I can take a call on the your interview questions, all these things. So let's start about the what is the need of data science, guys. So what is the need, guys? What is your idea about it? Why we require data science? Any idea? Any idea why we require data science? What is the need of data science? Any idea? No? No idea? Okay. If you don't, so as you remembered, guys, initially we have collecting the data, or we are storing the data in the form of the structured data, or generally I would say it is a form of a tabular format of a table. Maybe initial people are collecting the data, maybe in the form of the Excel, all this. Imagine volume of data increasing. Of course, it is a structured data, it is a table format of data. We are going to store in the form of the data warehouses. Data warehouse is a place where we store the data. With the help of business intelligence components, we can able to generate the reports. For an example, if you have an organization, in the organization company want to understand each employee how many leaves does is taking, what is the bill amount for the customer, how much is salary is there, what kind of leaves does the person is, what kind of skills does the person have. So just to produce the reports on the data with the help of data. For that purpose, we may use the basic business intelligence components, which could be like as a Power BI, Click View, maybe Tableau, like these kind of things we can use. Now imagine, can you guess how much? Imagine as the days are passing and going on, gone, going on as days are passing on. So every day, every minute, every second, every hour, data is started generating. So imagine how much data. Can you imagine how much data is it generating every minute? Every minute it is able to generate the 10 petabytes every second, guys. Every second, data is able to generate the 10 petabytes. Imagine 10 petabytes is nothing but it is a huge volume of the data. Gigabyte, terabyte, TB, MB, GB, TB, data, petabytes. How much data it is the volume of data per second. Imagine how much data is it generating per minute. Imagine how much data is it generating per hour. So along with the structured data, people also have started collecting the data such as unstructured or semi-structured data. So as everyone are using the data like WhatsApp, messengers, Facebook, Google, or maybe image, everything, we are collecting the data from different sources. So the unstructured data is a more complex data along with the structured data. In order to process unstructured data, traditional data warehouse might not support us. In order to process such large huge volume of data, we may require the distributed environments. Distributed environment is nothing but Hadoop or Spark kind of thing. Or in order to generate the reports on the semi-structured or complex data, we definitely require the scientific methods, which is nothing but a mathematical or statistical method. These mathematics or statistical methods can be achieved with the help of data science algorithms. So in order to produce the reports or insights, or in order to predict the future with the help of complex or structural data, we definitely require to use the data science, right? That is the main utilization or use of the data science. Sir, it looks like a uh, more confusion to me. Can you define what is data science? Sir, can you please define what is data science? So the definition is very clear here. What is the data science, guys? Very simple and easy. So data, here the two terms you can able to see. One is the data, second component is the science. Let's divide the two components, I mean data science, into two different components. One is the data component. Mani, do you have any question? Yeah, we have a two components. One is the data component and second is the science first let's discuss about the data component. Data, it is a process of collecting the structural process of collecting the data. It could be structured data, semi-structured data, or unstructured data, which can be a image data, which can be emails, which can be weblog files, which can be a speech, audio, video, JSON. It could be anything. So we have collecting the one side data. On the other side, science. What do you mean by science? Science is a process of exploring, observing, analyzing, finding something. So let's combine the data and the science. So we are processing the data, observing the data, analyzing the data, finding out something with the help of data. So that means it is a simple definition. What do you mean by simple definition? Data science is nothing but data science is a process of extracting knowledge. It is a process of the extracting knowledge. With the help of extracting whatever the knowledge we extracted, with the help of that, we are going to generate the reports. Inside is nothing but report. These reports will help us to make the decisions. In order to make a decision can be made with the help of report. How did you get the reports, or how do you generate the reports or insight? Reports can be generated with the help of knowledge, whatever the existing knowledge. How did you get the knowledge? With the help of processing the data, we are going to get the with the help of processing the data, we are going to get the knowledge. So here, very simple, that is the, what is the just definition. Sir, it looked like a more of bookish knowledge. I did not understand. Can you give me an example, sir? Can you give a simple example where I can able to understand the data science, guys? Okay. So just by looking at this image, what do you observe, guys? What do you think? Just imagine, what do you think? Srinivas, what do you think? By just looking at the image. Chandra, Durga Prasad, what do you think just by looking at this image?
I am unable to take decision whether which side I need to go.
So by just looking at the image, uh, which path I need to choose or which route I need to choose. So I'm just a confusion which route I need to pick to my office. As just we mentioned that data science is nothing but make a decision. How do you make the decision? So here we have a two routes, route A and route B. So we need to choose the fastest route to our work. We need to choose the fastest route to work. I'm thinking about that. Does the route A is the fastest route or does the route B is the fastest route to the work? So in order to solve any data science problem, in order to solve any data science problem, we have to define or we have to follow the 5 different steps. Such as first problem, what is the define the problem? We need to understand what is our problem. So in order to solve the problem, what are we going to do? We are collecting the data. What are the different sources are we collecting the data? Once we collected the data, how to fine tune, how to make the data is more useful? What kind of data do we need to keep or what kind of data do we need to omit? How do we explore the data? How do we analyze the data? And finally, how do you make a decision or how do you come to a solution? Let's discuss about these steps. First and foremost point, guys, for us, define the problem. What is our problem? Our problem is, I'm just thinking, what is the fastest route to my work? In order to reach my work, what is my fastest route? Does the route is the fastest route or does the route be the fastest route? This is my problem. I have to make a decision whether I need to choose a route A or whether I need to choose the route B. So we are going to make the decision. In order to solve this, we are going to, let's say, based on our observation, as we are traveling days and days to office, we come to some idea or we come to some, based on our common sense, we get some idea about the data. Based on our observation, we have collected the data. As we see here, we have a two routes. Those routes we call as route A and route B. Route A distance to office is 14 kilometers, whereas route B the distance to office is 20 kilometers. On an average speed per kilometer per hour, we are traveling the 10 kilometer. Maybe the day of the week we are traveling is the Tuesday. Time of the day is 9 a.m. because we never go to office on Saturday and Sunday. We may go out to office Monday to Friday. Of course, now we are working from only permanently due to this pandemic. Time of the day, early morning 9 a.m. Of course, along with the humidity, we are capturing the humidity. Of course, along with that, we are also capturing the traffic flow, which could be a dense and mild traffic. Along with this, we have also collected other information. What kind of how we are commuting to office by four-wheeler or two-wheeler? What kind of color of the vehicle? Color of the vehicle. These are the information we collected. Do we require all this is the what we based on our observation surroundings, based on the our whatever the information we have collected this information. We have collected this information. Do I read do I need really all this information? Do I require all this information? Do I need to be? Maybe or may not be. So I have a humidity 90 or 95, 80 or 100, 198, anything it could be. What is going to happen? Definitely I have to travel to office. In that moment, humidity doesn't matter. Our type of the vehicle doesn't matter. Our color of the vehicle doesn't matter. So while processing the data, what are we going to do? Whatever the information which is not required, we are going to omit that information, such as like humidity, humidity, type of the vehicle, color of the vehicle. These kind of information may not require to us, so we are going to omit that information. So that means in the data processing, what we does, we are going to keep the information which is required, which could be helpful for us in future, or which could be helpful for us for analysis point. So once we ignore the unnecessary record unnecessary information, what are we going to do, guys? We are explore. How do we explore? Just imagine, guys, I just have a only speed and a distance. So imagine we have a only two columns, such as like distance and speed. only the two columns here. Imagine just we have only two columns, guys, such as the distance and the speed. What do you think? What do you think here in this case? So just we have a two columns. What do you think? Which is the route? Which is the fastest route? Does the route A or route B? What is your suggestion? What is your thought, Bhaskar? Which one is the which is the fastest route? Does the route A or route B? Just we have only imagine two columns like distance and speed. Which
Route
column?
A.
Definitely we are going to choose the route A. Route A is the 14 kilometers, whereas route B is the 20 kilometers. If it's the simple, straightforward, shortest route to office, then why should I predict this problem? So as you thought that, as you think that, if route A is the shortest route to my work, so definitely do I need to pick the route A or route B? Definitely I am going to pick the route A rather than route B. So as if everyone are picking, as everyone are choosing the route A, definitely traffic congestion will be more on route A as compared to route B. As compared to route B, traffic congestion is more and more. It could be causing us the more dense. So is these are the two variables only can be sufficient? Then why I need day of the week? So if I go to on Sunday, I may reach less than that, maybe less than 2 hours, maybe less than 1.5 hours. That means traffic flow, time of the day, and day of the week could play a vital role. Along with the actual distance to office, this 1 hour 20 minutes to for route A, 2 hours route B. Along with this actual information, we also need to consider the traffic delay. Route A is having the almost 55 minutes of traffic delay, whereas route B is 0 minutes, none of that. There is no traffic delay. So along with the actual time, what we need to do, we also need to add the traffic delay. So it is going based on our prediction. We predicted that time required to reach the office through route A is 2 hours 15 minutes, whereas route B is 2 hours. Now in order to make a decision, which is the fastest route are we going to select? Does the route A or route B, guys? Does the route A or route B? Which is the fastest route to work? Definitely route B is going to be fastest route to the work, because in the route B it is a mild traffic. No one is choosing the route B because of a long distance, as everyone is choosing the route A. So there is a traffic congestion also, dense also more. So that means delay would be more in the route A. So in order to make a decision to choose the fastest route to the office, we are going to choose the route B rather than the route A. That is how we are going to make the decision. Okay, guys, I would request you, could you please provide your details? Bhaskar, Srinivas Reddy, Padala, Manikant Reddy. Okay, I would request you, could you please provide the details so that when we start the free session, anything, it could be helpful for you to join. Bhaskar, Manikant Reddy, Srinivas Reddy. Okay.
Sir, I am Srinivas Reddy.
Okay, yeah. May I know how did you get this link?
I did my BTech, sir.
Okay. Can you please provide the details? I can talk to you. I mean, we can discuss in the question hour. Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Can you please provide in chat? Bhaskar and Manikant Reddy. Hello, Bhaskar.
Hello. Yeah,
Yeah, Bhaskar.
tell me. Yeah.
Yeah, may I know your details?
Details. Which kind
May I
of
know
details you want?
how did you get this link?
No, I am friend of Mahesh. Okay.
Okay, fine. Okay, fine.
Okay. You can after the session you can discuss with him separately. He will give you more update on this. Okay.
Sure, definitely. Yeah, thank you.
Oh, okay, fine. Thank you.
Okay, now here in this case, let's discuss about the one of the use case called target use case. How target company is influencing our daily lives. By knowingly or unknowingly, everywhere we are using the data science. So one of the example we are going to discuss about the real example which has happened in London, guys. The people who don't know about the Target company, it is a Target is one of the supermarket as a IKEA. So it is one of the largest outlet across the world. So they would have a more than 1 lakh outlets across the world, guys. So in this Target company, what they does, so they are trying to identify the patterns. So they're trying to identify the patterns in order to get do the promotional activity. So one of the team, Andrew Polo and his team observation, they find that they're trying to understand the patterns of the customer. They observed that one lady girl, she started she's used to buy a product such as like as a body lotion, perfumes, face makeups, different kinds of lotions. And all of a sudden she started using the products such as like supplements, like which are supplements which are required for pregnancy, such as like magnesium, calcium, vomiting tablets, or zinc, these kind of thing. Along with this, she started also using organic soaps and cotton balls. So they predicted that there's a highly likely chance she could become a pregnant. So they have sent the gift coupon to her, pregnant woman. They send the coupons, gift coupons which are related to the pregnant woman. One fine day, her father got the gift coupon. He opened that. He got angry. In my home, there was no pregnant woman. Why are you sending the gift coupons which are related to the pregnant woman? But the fact is, her daughter was a pregnant. Even her father did not knew about it. Did not knew about it. So this, though it looked like as a funny story, it was really happened in London in the year of 2014. That means everywhere, by knowingly or unknowingly, data science is influencing our daily lives. Maybe for an example, let me give another example. YouTube. We have a YouTube. Here in the YouTube, guys, what happened in YouTube? So let's say you are watching movies which are related to Hindi. The suggestions or recommendation you would get which are related to Hindi movies only. You would get the movies which are related to Hindi movies only. The movies which are related to, you get the Hindi movies only. So that means they are identifying a patterns observations. So, sir, can you please explain what is the life cycle of the data science? What is the life cycle of the data science? Data science life cycle has been classified into 6 different phases, such as business requirement, data acquisition, data processing, data exploration, exploring the data, modeling, and deployment. These are the 6 different phases where we have the data science. So first one, business requirement. What is our business requirement? Let me give you a simple example in our daily life example. One more example I will give you. So how many of you guys are using a smartphone? How many of you, I would have, let me put up this question in that way. How many of you guys are not using a smartphone? I think no one. I hope everyone are using the smartphone. Okay. Are you using the same? How many of you guys? I hope most probably you are using the mobile phone more than 5 years. May I know how many of you guys have changed the network from one network to other network? Maybe you would have shift the network from Airtel to Vodafone, or Vodafone to maybe Idea to Jio, anything it could be. How many of you guys? Probably everyone. Let's say one of the company Airtel, one other company called Airtel. Airtel is facing a challenges of customer attrition. Is facing a challenge of customer attrition. What do you mean by customer attrition? Customer attrition means who are leaving the network. Who are Customer attrition is nothing but who are leaving the network. Now, Airtel company want to understand the reasons why they were leaving, why customers are leaving. What could be the probable reason? So this is a business problem. Customer attrition is a business problem. We are going to solve it now. So one of the case study we are going to solve. So the business requirement is customer. So here in this case, first and foremost thing, we are going to look into understand the problem. What is the business problem? So as we just mentioned that data science is all about solving the business problem, is nothing but making a decision. So unless until if you don't have any business problem, definitely you are not going to solve the, you are not going to solve the, you cannot going to able to make the, you're not going to, you're not able to make the decision. In order to make a decision, it is mandatory required to have some business problem. So for us today, what is the business problem for us? So we are using the one of the telecom problem, telecom company like Airtel facing a challenges of customer attrition. They would like to understand what could be the reason why customers are leaving the network. What are the characteristics the customers who are staying with the network and the customer who are leaving the network? If you're able to identify these problems, we can get the scope or benefit is we able to get to know who is the loyal customer to the company, from which region or from or which segment are we able to generate the revenue, so that the area or the region which are able to generate the revenue, we can able to produce the more and more offers, or more, and we can able to target the more and more or we can able to provide the infrastructure. In order to solve this problem or in order to get these benefits, we need to identify what attribute is nothing but columns could influence us or could need to be predicted. We need to understand these things. In order to understand these things, in order to understand these things, we are going to use the, we are going to use the data science. Now how are we going to use the first? Okay, we are clear about the business problem. What is our business problem, guys? Our business problem is very simple. Customer attrition is Airtel is facing a challenge of customer attrition. We would like to understand why they are facing problem, what could be the reasons for it. So in order to solve this problem, the first important problem is data acquisition. Data acquisition is nothing but acquiring the data. So our problem is customer attrition. In order to solve our problem, our project, what data do I need, or what kind of information do I require? What kind of information do I require for our problem? So in order to understand this, what are the data sources? What are the data sources? Generally the data source, it could be a Teradata, or it could be a Hadoop and Hadoop environment, Hadoop platform, or Spark platform, Hive database, Impala database, or MySQL, anything it could be. How can I obtain the data? Does the single file, are we going to get the single file, or else are we going to get the set of files? Definitely, let's assume that we are doing analysis for the postpaid segment. That means customer would have information about the like a bill amount, billing amount, payment amount, usage information, or would have complaint information, network information, roaming information, demographical information. Like we have a set of files. So how can I combine, or how can I get the most efficient data asset? By combining the multiple sources of the file, we are going to make into a single file. We are going to make the data into a more efficient into a single file. We are going to make the data into more efficient, the data which could be in the tabular format. The person who does this analysis, the person is called as the data engineer. The person is called as the person who collected the data, or the person who processed the data and make the data into a singular or a tabular format, or a file. The person is called as the data engineer. So data engineer, the main role of the data engineer, collecting the data from various sources. Okay, once we collected the data, is our problem got solved? No. So there could be a possible data engineer might have collected the wanted information, might have also collected the unwanted information. What we have to do? We need to transform. We need to process the data. So what we does here, we make the transforming the data into more desired or more useful format. This can be done or can be achieved with the help of data cleansing. Data cleansing can nothing but, there could be, when you combine the multiple set of files into a single file, there could be a possibility few set of columns, or few of the columns, or few of the records might not be populated. How do you deal that? There would be a possibility data might be corrupted while combining the multiple files. What can you do that? There could be a possibility unnecessary data or unwanted data. Maybe you are looking for the information which are related to the postpaid. What if there is some relation which there is some data which are related to the prepaid? Maybe you are doing the region for Bangalore region. What if your data which are related to the Maharashtra region? What will you do? Definitely you are going to remove the unnecessary data. Data processing, the person who dealt about this data, this is the person is called as a data analyst. He would have taken the 60% of the project time, guys. In every project, be it a structured data, be it unstructured data, or be it a semi-structured data, 60% of the time in a project is going to taken by the data processing. The person who dealt this data processing is called as either data scientist or data analyst. Most of the time data analyst will dealt about these problems. If your data is in good shape, if data is having the good information, then you can able to generate the, you can able to generalize the more results, you can able to get the better results. So that means data processing is plays a vital role or plays a most important role in the data. So what we are going to, once we process the data, we need to understand the patterns. What kind of customers are living? The customers who are living the network, their bill amount is same as the customers who are staying with the network. The customers who are living the network or who are attrition customer are having the same complaints as like as the customer who's staying. What could be the reason? So from the data exploration, we need to, we have to generate the more useful insights or most useful information to us. So in the data exploration, we can able to get the, what could be the exact reason to, what could be the exact reason why customers are living, what are the characteristics of the customers who are living the network. That's, again, this is the role which is created or done by the either data scientist or data analyst. Most of the time it's done by the data scientist. So once you have done, we identify the reason, actual problem, what is the reason, what is the causes for the actual problem. We are going to discuss about who is going to, we need, then our next step is in future who is going to leave. So that if I get to know, let's say Manikanta is going to leave the network by next month, so that I can able to provide some retention plan to Manikanta or maybe Chandra or maybe Durga. So I need to understand who is going to leave. In order to predict or in order to understand who is going to leave in the next coming months, we are going to apply the modeling concept. Modeling means it could be a machine learning algorithm or it could be a deep learning algorithm. So in machine learning or deep learning, we are not going to pass all the information. We, whatever the optimal best information we are going to pass. How did you choose? Again, the task is to choose the best attributes. Again, we are going to use the data scientist going. So we have to predict more accurately who is going to leave the network, who is going to stay. So and evaluate the test the efficiency of the model with the different use cases. Test the or efficiency of the model with the uh, uh, with the this thing with the cases. So we are going to, now we are going to discuss about how to deal these cases. So next is, once you're done this, we are going to deploy the model. How to, what is the dependencies, environment, deployment. So what are the kind of issues I'm going to get? So in order to deploy the model, what kind of environments I require? Are we going to deploy the model in the cloud base? Are we going to deploy the model local host, web based? Are we going to deploy the model in the Hive server? Are we going to deploy the model in the SQL server? How to deploy the model? While deploying the model, what are the pre-production issues? What are the test environment issues? And we need to check the or check the monitor the performance of the data. We need to check the or monitor the performance of the data. This is the overall structure or overall the life cycle, understanding about the life cycle of the data science. Okay. Now in order to understand the life cycle of the data science, so sir, while going through that, we observed a few of the concepts like AI, machine learning, and data or deep learning. As already we discussed about the data science. Data science is nothing but the process of extracting knowledge in order to make the insights. With the help of insights, we are able to generate the, we are able to generate the decision. We are able to generate the decisions. So data science is nothing but, ultimately data science is nothing but decision. How am I how are we going to make the how do I make the decision? Under the data science, AI, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning, these are the three umbrella. These for the data science, these are the roof of the data science is going to be, our umbrella or pillars of the data science are, you can say, AI, artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning. So what does it mean, guys? Of course, these three things we are going to cover in our course. So AI, artificial intelligence, it is a mimic of human behavior. So it works based on some logic or condition. Let's say, Vignesh, what do you do once you reach to how would no? Let's say working in the corporate organization, corporate sector. Am I going to directly to any office? Is it possible?
No, it is not possible.
So in order to enter into, okay, it is not possible. Of course, yes. In order to enter into the premises, office premises, what you have to do? You need to swipe the card, right? You need
Yeah.
to swipe the card, correct? In order to
Yeah.
swipe the card, guys, in order to swipe the card, suppose can I swipe my PAN card? Can I swipe my driving license? Definitely no. The card should be authorized by the company. While giving a card, there could be one chip. There is a one number is tagging to your mission. If the both the numbers are matching or both the numbers are interacting with each other, then system will allow you or mission will allow you to enter into the office premises. So how it working the mission? It is working based on the some logic or some condition. Let's say fingerprint, how it matches based on the fingerprint, thumbs, nails, all these things. Let's say how you're entering into the application, face recognition, if matches. So it works based on some logic or some set of condition. The background of AI, that is called as application, is an application. The background of the AI, we are going to use some of the examples for the AI like chatbots, maybe some of the application like face recognition, image prediction, age prediction, gender prediction, digit prediction. These are some of the examples. Along with this, guys, the background of AI can be done with the help of machine learning algorithm or and with the help of deep learning algorithm. Machine learning algorithm and deep learning algorithm. With the help of machine learning algorithm, uh, machine learning and deep. What do you mean machine learning? Machine learning is like as a simple to say, we are giving instruction to the machine to perform. Simple. Let me explain the layman. Machine learning is like as a kid. So does anyone have married? And anyone are married person in this group? Anyone are in the married person in this group? Durga, Ramireddy.
No, I'm not married. I'm single.
Sorry, I just asked. Anyone in the married in this group? No, no one. Okay, no one in the married. Okay, perfect. No, here in this case, so if you're married, let's assume that you might have a kids in your family, maybe your brothers, brother's daughter, son, maybe your cousin, son, anyone. When they born, very next day will they able to speak, or very day, on the same day will they able to speak? Will they able to walk? Will they able to eat? Yes or no? Definitely no. Am I right? Definitely no. What happened? So you are training them, you are teaching them how to walk, how to eat, how to speak, how to write, how to learn different you are teaching. So as days are going on, as they're getting experience, they can able to walk properly, they can able to speak, like they can able to do anything. So machine learning also does the same. We are passing the statistical technique that enable mission to improve the task with the help of with the experience. So machine learning can be performed on small set of data. So small set of data, or it can be worked only extensively on structured data. What about the deep learning, guys? Deep learning is a subset of machine learning. It is a subset of machine learning which is going to perform the tasks such as like speech recognition, image recognition, and which contains with the help of neural networks. And in order to work on the deep learning, we required we required vast amount of a data. We definitely required the vast amount of a data. So that is the meaning of, in the background of AI, we may use the machine learning and deep learning. Okay, sir. May I know where Sir, can you give an example, one more example? Okay, how many of you guys heard about the term called Netflix? I hope everyone know about the term called Netflix. Does anyone don't know about the Netflix? Anyone don't know about the Netflix? I hope everyone heard about the Netflix. Everyone heard about the Netflix. So now in the Netflix, what happened? So how the Netflix is running purely on the two things. One is with the content, second is with the help of data science. Of course, with the help of content or with the help of data science, day by day they are generating more and more subscribers. So how they collect the data? Here the first part is the data sources. How they collecting the data? They may have collecting the data from the various sources. If they're collecting the data from the laptop, mobile, tabs, maybe any other sources, maybe website. They might have logging from the various sources. They might have logging from the various sources. They might have logging from the various sources, and how much they also capture the information such as like how much time are you going to spend on the are you going to spend on the Netflix in a day, what kind of movies are you watching, so what kind of content are they looking, so how frequently they're able to log, how many users are logging at a time, so from which region are they logging to, what kind of what time, whether they're logging in the morning, whether they're spending evening, afternoon. So with respect to their behavioral, their past behavior, they are going to suggest similar movies, what kind of trending movies, top end videos which you have watched, continuity supporting the next similar movies, recommendations. And one of the find the next it one of the promotion activity, definitely if you talk about the Netflix, one of the best thing we need to talk about the one of the best thing we have to talk about the Netflix. They have spent around $100 million for the promotional activities in the year of 2015. You might have heard called House of Cards, one of the famous web series, House of Cards. So they spent almost $100 million for the promotional activities. They observed that the existing customer, they're liking similar kind of um, similar like as their House of Cards. So they bought almost $100 million for the promotional activities. So these kind of analysis to attract the customer, to retain the customer, these kind of things they are doing. So sir, where are we using the data science? Where are we using the data science? We are using the data science in different industries, such as like travel industry, marketing, healthcare, sales, automations, self-driving cars, pilot loss, aircraft, drones, digital marketing, sentimental analysis, customer reviews, or maybe auto tagging, geo tagging, fraudulent transaction, disease identification, churn, crime predictions, various kind of reasons, various sources. These are the major industries where we are using the data science, guys. So guys, okay, let me talk about the some of the examples, guys. Some of the example. So demo on some of the real AI application. Of course, those things we are going to cover in our course. Let me show you the chatbot. You might have heard about the chatbot. Chatbot is a human intelligence. Directly we are talking to the mission. It is act like as a chatbot. Chatbot, it is one of the thing which heavily we are using the in the industry, guys. Heavily we are using the industry. Let me show you the how chatbot going to work in our course. Of course, these projects we are going to cover in our course. Of course, this project we are going to cover in the course. Okay, let me check the 1 second, guys. One of the let me show you the projects. Of course, I am running the projects through Python language. In real world, in the classroom, I will show you these projects, guys, how it's going to work, all these things, AI projects. So chatbot is one of the project I want to show you in the now how it is going to work. CD change directory, just I'm going to execute. So I'm running the Python GUI chatbot. This is one of the chatbot. It is running with the it is the AI application. It is running with the help of machine learning and deep learning algorithms. In real world, I will show you in a classroom. I will show you how to deploy the chatbot in Hike Messenger, how to deploy the chatbot in Facebook Messenger, how to deploy the chatbot in Slack. These kind of things we are going to cover. Hello there. I'm just talking to the system. How are you doing? How are you? Hello there. How are you? Just I'm clicking on the send box. Hey, hi there. How can I help you? Automatically we get the response to us. System is giving, the bot is giving us information. So it is talking about the what you do, what can you do, what can you do. Offering supports of adverse drug. It is a kind of a medicines kind of thing. Drugs. What kind of drugs? Navigate in that. So there is a just a small one for demo purpose I'm showing here. In real world we'll show you that this we implement the real world in our classroom. Thanks here. My pleasure. That's why I'm discussing about the chat. Let me show you about the some of the another project, guys. Let's say gender age prediction, age and gender prediction by just image, as well as I'll show you about my age and gender also. So CD gender age prediction. These are the one more AI application, guys. LS list of Python. We are detecting. This is the deep learning based model, guys. Kid one. So this is the kid. We have a male, and we have the years of 4 to 6 years of the data. 4 to 6 years. Maybe suppose I want to show you. Let's say let me show you my age. Python detect.py. Python detect.py. Let me show you that it is running. It is no, it is not face detected. See here. I am showing about the it's showing got it is got due to darkness it is not able to capture the image properly. Due to darkness, and as well as it is not capturing the image properly. So this are we are going, of course these things, this is just a demo kind of thing we are using this. Let me show you one more example, guys. This is an example. These are some of the projects we are going to cover. Okay, sir, that is good. So what is the path, learning path? How should I learn the data science? The learning path, guys, in our course, the learning path, of course, I'll show you here in the case. In our course, the learning path is going to be, so in our course, we are going to cover the 4.5 months course duration, 4.5 months. The total duration of the course is 250 hours, guys. In our course, so in order to learn a data science, these are the things is required for us. The below things are required for. Python is one of the tool. So Python is one of the tool. With the Python, so sir, I don't know Python. How should I learn? So Python, we are going to cover about the basics. So how to install the Python? What is Python? What is the history of the Python? How to install the Python? What are the variables in the Python? What are the data types in the Python? What are the variables or data types? How to create the functions in the Python? Functions in the Python, or maybe user defined functions. How to create the modules or conditional statements or looping statements. So looping statements, or we are going to use the module creations or whoops concepts, exception handling, numpy, pandas. These are things we are going to cover. Almost it is going to spend, we are going to spend 30 hours on the Python, guys. We are going to spend on the, so along with the Python, guys, as the day by day just learning the only tool, can I say you're a data scientist? Definitely no. So along with the Python, we require the statistics, guys. Basic statistics. Before we are going to learn about the machine learning and deep learning, we definitely require the statistics. Statistics is going to be like probabilities you have studied in the school days, distributions, statistical tests, like hypothesis. These are some of the entities we are around going to 20 hours on the statistics, guys. So along with that, guys, along with that, so once we understand about the Python and we required about the data, how do you get the data? As the day by day we require the large volume of data, we are going to use the Spark in a framework. Our Hadoop framework, we are going to use Spark and Hadoop. In Hadoop, we are going to Hadoop ecosystem. Introduction to the Hadoop ecosystem, Hive, HDFS, introduction to MapReduce. Generally, no one are using the MapReduce. Introduction to MapReduce, Hive, Impala, Spark, PySpark, introduction to RDD. These are things we are going to cover. Again, it is going to be 50 hours, guys. Again, it is going to be the 50 hours, 50-hour sessions. So after that, once you have Spark, you have a data, statistics, you are going, of course, ML, machine learning library with the help of Spark. We are going to discuss about the machine learning. In the machine learning, we have the supervised, unsupervised learning. Supervised learning, unsupervised learning. How to perform the supervised learning? What are the different techniques we have? 24 algorithms combination. It may take 40 hours, guys. So after that, we are going to get the deep learning, guys. Deep learning, we have ANN, RNN, CNN, image, or these things, it could take 30 hours. So after that, we are going to cover the NLP, guys. NLP, we are going to cover the 50 hours. How to clean the text data, how to get the data from chatbot creation, like the one which is showing just an example demo like that. Chatbot creation, like sentiment analysis, how to extract the data from Twitter, how to predict the data of Twitter data, how to predict the Facebook data, how to deploy the model in the Slack, how to deploy the model in the, we are going to cover this. After that, image, how to face recognitions, gender age prediction, it is going to be 30 hours. After that, so if you've done all these things, but we require the business knowledge. So ultimately we are solving the business problems. That means we require the business knowledge. So in our course, we are going to cover the 4 business domains, like banking domain, telecom domain, end to end, guys, healthcare, e-commerce. It is going to be 40 hours, guys. And along with that, while doing these things, we are going to cover 18 live projects in the course. These 18 live projects, which include the business knowledge session, which include the image topics, which include the NLP, which include the DL, which include the machine learning, which include the Spark. All these things can be a part of that. The 18 projects could be, one is about the, let me talk about the 18 projects. What are the 18 projects we are going to cover in our course? The 18 projects we are going to cover in our course, one is about the, so we are going to use the age and gender prediction. One of the first project is age and gender prediction. Sorry, age and gender prediction. This is the first project order. So object detection, how to detect the object, how to clean the object detection using Python. Image detection, basically object anything, image detections. Next is the image. From the image we have a text data, how to clean the text data from the image. Maybe digit recognition, how to identify the digits in the given data, predicting the digit recognition. Maybe product review analysis, Glassdoor review analysis, Sixth project, auto tagging, geo tagging, places tagging. You might have seen the Facebook, they can tell you that nearby 2 kilometers we have Vignesh, nearby 1 kilometer we have Durga Prasad. How to tag that, how to tag their friends. Chatbot with the help of Ike Messenger, how to deploy this with the help of Ike Messenger. Zomato food bot, we can use that. Maybe store sales predictions, store sales analysis. 10th project, maybe SMS, like SMS, mobile SMS calculation, classification, whether it is related to the banking, whether it is related to the mobile, whether it is electronic gadgets, how to classify them based on just looking at the image, just looking at the SMS, how to calculate food demand forecasting, how to demand the food demand forecasting. So how fraud detections, consumer complaint analysis, fraud detections, consumer complaint analysis, temperature predictions. Right, now we have a news articles classification. Maybe let's say we have the let's say we have the collections, how to collect the data, collections, repay collection, credit card collections, amount collections, maybe how to acquire the new customers, credit card customers, new customer acquisition, how to predict the defaulters. These are the 18 projects we are going to cover. It may have taken the 50 hours and interview questions 20 hours, guys. Total is going to be 250 hour sessions, so which is going to take the 4.5 months, guys. This is all we are going to cover in our course. Now, any questions, any doubts? So along with that, for the freshers, we also have the internship. Currently, we are running a company KSR Consulting Service. We have the 2 projects, guys. One banking projects we have. There 20 members are working real-time employees, and we have another project, food processing project, company project, food dealers. We are using one more project. There we have 5 members are working. If any of you guys are good at work and you are really interested, we can hire you. And apart from that, for the freshers, we are providing the paid internship. That is all about our course. Any questions, please let me know, guys. We are starting the batch on 30th of this month, morning 9:30. It is a daily batch, every day 1.5 hours.